open the process to be open with this work. When I go into my mediumship aspect, I kind of have psychic Tourette's, basically. So if I'm reading for someone over here, it may make sense for someone on this side here. So I never know who I'm with unless Spirit kind of tells me who I'm getting pulled to. It doesn't matter how long someone passed away, it could have been recent or many years ago. Your loved ones still have the opportunity to connect with you today. So we got to think as me as being a medium, like the iPhone, like the iMedium. So once I turn that signal, I connect with that energy. Once I connect with that energy, I connect with your loved ones who are on the iCloud. Once I connect with that iCloud, I deal out your family members into my app, basically. So this is how this works. But other than that, here we go.
I'm Alex Datcher, your host, and we're breaking through with psychic medium and intuitive counselor A.J. Barrera. How do you get that energy from our loved ones? Where does that come from?
It's a very tough question. Kind of think of it as, like, again, the cell phone. We know we can make a phone call easily just by dialing the number. We know it comes from a certain tower, but where is that connection? You don't see that connection, but you know the connection will be made. And I do feel like this is an event that caused your passing. So when I say an event, this is either like one, this is either like suicide, either one, two, this is like some sort of accident that happened here, but I do feel like there is some sort of responsibility that is connected here. But I actually feel like I'm pulled right back over here. Like, so if I can say where I'm at, I'm with the lady in the striped shirt, right in the back row, like those 2 rows back there. Yeah, yeah. So I feel like I'm with you guys right back there. I don't feel like I'm in front of me. Go ahead.
I had like a close friend of mine that committed suicide a few months ago.
That perfect. Not perfect that he passed over, but as long as I know that I'm with you. Here's the thing. I need to validate here that he wants to step forward and wants to come through. And you said he was a good friend of yours?
Yeah.
I don't know if he came here unexpectedly saying like, hey, I just want to drop by, but he's made it like you were supposed to be here today. So were you not supposed to be here today?
I wasn't expecting.
Okay. So he's made it like you were supposed to make this happen here, and this is supposed to be something huge for you in an amazing way. And I don't know if this is more so because you couldn't see him or you couldn't speak to him, but he's made me feel like I need to acknowledge what has happened after he passed over. So even though it's a recent passing, I need to acknowledge maybe your circle of energy. So would there also be like a Brian or like Ryan connected here, still living? Sorry. Okay. I feel like they're still living, but I feel like it's connected to your circle or his circle. How is this gentleman connected with you as well?
I work with him.
Okay. He's like, don't read me. So here's the thing that I need to bring up here. Did you know his friend, though? Because his friend is acknowledging you, but separate level. So I don't know if you knew him well. Did you not know his friend? I need to acknowledge there is a separate gentleman that is stepping forward here for you as well. But I do feel like there is like a gentleman that wants to come through for you. So did you lose like a separate gentleman that's passed over for you? There is a separate gentleman that is passed over. And this would be connected to your mom's side. So is mom's father passed over? Okay, so that would be like your grandfather on that side. So did you know your grandfather pretty well? Can you speak up? I can't hear up here, sorry. Yeah? Okay, so I need to acknowledge here because when he steps forward, he wants to validate that he wants to come through for you, and he wants to kind of step forward. Courtesy of his friend, he wants to step forward as your grandfather, and it's just his way stepping forward for you and wants to let you know I need to come through for you. And also, would there also be like a C or K name connected here, like a Chris or like Kim or Crystal connected here? I'm sorry? Oh, can you hold up the mic when you... There you go. Okay, thank you. So I feel like they're still... And I feel like they're still living on mom's side. So connect this to the C, like the Crystal or like the Kim or like the Carol connected there on mom's side.
My grandma's name is Carol.
Thank you. So is Carol, is she passed over?
No.
Okay, so this would be her husband then?
Yes.
Okay. Just let your grandmother know, I don't know if she's open to this, but let her know that her husband steps forward and gives love to her and shows her nothing but unconditional love here as well. They're also telling me to talk about August. So where's also August connected at here as well?
I can't remember.
Okay, connect this to them. That's okay. Connect it to them. This would be either their anniversary or two, it would be like their death anniversary that is connected here to that person. I do feel like when your grandfather comes through, it's part of its way, again, empowering both gentlemen that are connected here. The thing with your friend that passed over, though, do you still have a connection with his family?
No.
Okay. Do you know anything about his family, like his immediate family, like his brother or sisters, mom, dad?
His mom was really religious.
That's all I need to know, because this message is for mom, not for dad or for anything else. But if you know mom, please let mom know. If it's through social media that you know her, if you can Facebook, Instagram, whatever the social media thing is right now, let her know that he comes through and says, I'm sorry, Mom, because I really feel like what happened here was part of his responsibility, was kind of his way of saying, like, excuse my language, but I effed up, basically. And I really feel like it became like an oops factor for him, and I really feel like if you can be that medium, that messenger for the mom and let the mom know, she may not be a believer, she may not be open to this, but all you can say is, hey, I passed on that message. If you can just do that for me or for him, if you can do that, okay? Thank you so much. So whoever I go to next, just kind of pass the mic around, basically.
Now, what's the symbol that you get when one spirit's talking to you?
You know, it's very unique, but also very subtle when it happens. So kind of think of it as you're at a party, you're having a good time, and this and that, and all of a sudden someone else comes over, and all of a sudden everyone's like, hey, how you doing? And people flock to that person. It's kind of the same thing. It's almost like they kind of bring my attention and saying, hey, AJ, like, we have someone else here at the door. We have someone else here.
So they're all there. They crowd around this person.
Correct. And when they step forward, it's almost like whoever's energy is like kind of like the loudest. So if you had like a loud mother that was passed on, that was living and she's passed on, and she's loud in spirit, she'll come through it like as being one of the first people kind of step forward and saying, hey, I want to be the ham, I want to be the party, I want to take over the show. And then she'll start bringing through other friends and family members that passed over. So here's the thing, I got like an older female figure. This is not going to be like sister, this would actually be like mom. Like, did someone actually lose mom here? Like right on this side? Like I feel like I'm right on this row, like the edge right here. Like between the guy in the white or the girl in like the red pants. Like I feel like there's a mom energy that is passed over. If I'm not there, I'm like right across. Did you lost mom? I need to validate, was your mom like a chatty Cathy? Like did she like to talk a lot? She is like talking my ear off, like saying like, come to me, come to me, come to me, come to me, come to me. And I feel like this is your mom's way kind of getting my attention for you. When your mom comes through, she's actually made me feel like that I need to talk about her passing as being like in an event, not like an accident though. So I do feel like this was like a huge thing of how she's bringing it up here. So if I can go into this, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physician, but did your mom like internally like bleed out or internally like bleed in? Because she's actually bringing up something with her blood work. So I don't know if it was like leukemia, cancer, that's something that shut down her system, but she's showing me a lot of blood that is connected here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
How does that make sense?
Her blood system.
Whoa. Oh. Okay, try. Is there something else connecting to that? There we go. When I looked at your mom though, like, were you like physically away from mom when she passed over? Because you tell me like you weren't there, like you couldn't be there, and I feel like it's part of her way saying like it's okay for not being there. Were you actually in a medical facility when she passed? Like, excuse me, was your mom in a medical facility when she passed over? Here's the thing: even though you weren't there physically for the passing, she's bringing it up for me, but you were obviously there to actually visit her, to see her, correct? I don't know how young or how old you were or when this happened. I don't need to know that. But there's a vibration that your mom is bringing up for me is like as if you literally crawled up in your mom's bed and spent every moment like saying, I got to remember this time, got to remember where I'm at, got to remember that this is my mom's last opportunity. Would that make sense? I'm getting emotional up here. And I feel like this is part of your mom's way of saying, I was aware of that. So was your mom like going in and out of consciousness at this time? Like was she going like in and out of coma? Now, I don't know, do you actually have an older brother here? Like still living? She's talking about the boy.
Yeah.
Do you still have connection with him? Or, like, is this your brother or is this like
I was raised with my older cousin. We were all raised together.
Okay. Would you know him? Like would you still have a connection with him still? She's making it like I need to make sure that he gets his language, his ass on track. So I don't know what's going on with him or what's going on in his life, but I don't mean to cuss. But I feel like this is part of her way of coming through and making sure that he kind of gets his crap together, basically. So if he's kind of like all over the map, it's kind of her way of saying like, hey, I'm going to crack the whip on him, making sure that he gets his stuff done, basically. And she's also telling me to talk about next month, so why is November significant?
Her and my dad's birthdays are both.
I'm sorry?
Her and my dad, their birthdays are both next month.
Okay, so this would be your mom's way stepping forward and your mom's way wishing happy birthday to dad. Is your dad still here? Give the love to dad. Don't know if you talk with dad a lot, if you still are around him, but give the love to dad. He may not be open to this, but let him know that mom comes through and says happy birthday for him as well. And would there also be like a mixed like brown and black dog passed over as well for you? I have to let you know your mom has a dog with her that's passed over as well. So I need to let you know it's part of the family. Why would your mom bring up the dog? Was that like a number of years? Was that like a family pet, or was it just a dog that you guys found?
She bought it for her and my dad's anniversary a long time.
Let your dad know that she has a dog, please, because I think this is why she's acknowledging November and the dog. And just know, again, like spirit will bring through animals or loved ones and whatnot to let you know they're part of your family. But I feel like it's their way kind of stepping forward for you today. Okay, I'll leave it with that there.
That was such a personal message, and it even made you feel a bit emotional.
Absolutely.
Behind it. Does that happen often?
Not often. It depends. What I've noticed in my experience of doing this work, either in a private reading or a group demonstration such as at Chapman University, is that sometimes my emotions get in the way, and I have to learn to not allow them to get in the way, because then I lose the meaning of the message. If I lose that meaning of the message, then they're not going to understand that message, or I'm not going to understand that message from spirit. So I sometimes have to separate my emotions, but when it becomes so overwhelming for me, I can feel what that person went through. And I feel that in a different way. It's almost like I feel what they're vibrating. So sometimes it's almost like a transfer of energy, but in that moment, it was a very emotional moment, even with the girl that lost her father. You know, it's hard. You know, what I try to tell people, you know, if they lost one recently, a couple of weeks ago, months ago, whatever that situation is, don't jump to a medium. Don't try to go to a medium. Don't try to go figure out if I need to make a connection with them. Get some sort of professional help. If it's go seeing a counselor, a therapist, you know, whatever that situation is, start there first. And then if you want to experience healing in a different way, and the holistic way is sitting with a medium, then they can learn how to detach from those emotions. It doesn't mean they're going to forget that loved one. It just means that they're going to be looking upon them from the other side. I feel like I need to acknowledge what happened to her before she passed over. And I think this is her way stepping forward here. Would she be like a mom figure though?
Yeah, grandmother.
Were you close with her though? I don't know if you said that.
Yes, but it was a long time ago. It was like 15 years ago.
Okay. I need to, I'm sorry?
Actually, the 15th anniversary happened pretty recently.
Okay, so this would probably be her way stepping forward and coming through, because that most of the time they come around their birthday, their anniversaries, so on and so forth. And I think it's her way stepping forward, because she does make me feel like as a very strong woman to how she wants to come through. She doesn't want to talk about like poor me, but more so like, hey, this is my lifestyle, then we're going to move on from this. And I think it's kind of her way acknowledging you. Who's here with you as well?
That's my girlfriend.
Okay, obviously, do you know his mom? Is this your mom's mom?
Sorry?
Is this your mom's mom, right? Your mom's side? Would you know his mom?
I know his mom.
Okay.
I consider her almost my mother.
Okay, because I feel like I need to acknowledge his mom, and don't take this out of no disrespect, but your mom is still here though, correct? I feel like there's actually like an older gentleman that is passed over here for you as well, but I feel like it's his way coming through courtesy of his side of the family. So to me, you guys are like married in some sense. Even though you guys are young, you guys are like married, like husband and wife. So it's kind of their way that they want to come through, as like, almost like the in-laws are coming through, basically. You know what I mean? So did you lose your father figure as well?
My grandfather.
Okay, he's coming through like dad though, like a dad, not just a distant grandfather, like dad. Like he wants to come through like, hey, I'm coming out of it. He's also making me feel like I need to bring up something governmental that is connected here. So either 4th of July or either Veterans Day. What is the governmental thing that is connected here?
We share very different political views.
Okay, he's made like mine is better than yours, basically. So I feel like it's kind of his way of joking around, kind of keeping a sense of humor from you or for you as well. And I think it's kind of the love that he wants to come through. He actually comes across very bitter though, like very like dicey. You know what I mean? Like that's a guy that I don't want to mess with. You know what I mean? Like this is the type of guy that he comes through with. Like it's almost like I got to be careful with him. But he comes through out of love though. You know what I mean? It's never out of like attacking a person. It's almost like you kind of have your knowledge, I have my knowledge, and we're going to keep it that way. There's also part of it, though, that I need to validate with you, though, because I still see a lot of schooling happening here.
I have no time for law school tomorrow.
Okay. I still feel like there's going to be a lot of work. This may sound weird. You wouldn't be, like, opening up your own business, would you? I don't even know how young or how old you are, but I'm actually seeing, like, you kind of open up your own firm, your own business, like your own thing.
We both run a business together,
Okay.
but it's not my primary career.
You're sure about that? There's something about like you running the business.
Well, it would be, in a way, yes, you could say that.
Okay. I feel like whatever's happened here with the business thing, you need to make sure that you stay grounded with it, or to make sure that this path is the right path. So if you already know that you're going to be doing something else, I think you need to kind of either prepare him or let him know, like, hey, this is what's coming up, or this is what needs to happen. So I do feel like it's part of your grandfather's way of making sure what's going on in this new path of like the business or this thing of this ownership. But I do feel like it's his way stepping forward for you guys as well. I hope I'm wrong. You did not, neither one of you guys lost someone from like a murder, like someone being shot.
I did.
You did? What?
I didn't know him well, but I guess.
There's something that he's bringing up here, and I'm going to be, do you mind if I just be frank here? I'm just seeing just like a gun being pointed at me and just shot at, like point blank. And just yes or no, do you know anything about his passing? Do you know if this is actually intentional? Like, because I do feel like this is intentional. I don't feel like this is like a random thing that happened here.
Yes.
He's bringing up for me, when I talk about his passing, like, it happened so quickly, I did not even have time to react. That's the impression I had. But the weird part about it, though, is that when he talks about it, that he's making me feel like that I need to kind of acknowledge his own life. So if I can be honest here, did he kind of involve himself with the wrong crowd, the wrong people? I feel like it's almost like, holy crap, this is what I got myself involved with. I feel like this younger gentleman, or this gentleman, is making me feel like I need to put you on this pedestal and making sure that you know your worth. So if you always feel like, you know, I'm not good enough, I don't feel like I'm good enough, and it doesn't mean that he doesn't help, it doesn't mean your boyfriend doesn't provide or doesn't say that. I'm not saying that at all whatsoever, but he's making me feel like, know your own worth and put yourself on this pedestal, because I feel like I need to kind of help you evolve and making sure that you grow. Because when I look at your energy, I'm seeing like a lot of yellow energy around you, which represents someone who's a talker, a communicator. So I definitely feel like you like to communicate and to speak with people, which is, I feel like that's a great social ability that you can have. But I feel like you need to use it for the right way. So if it means with business, work, college, whatever it is, start using it, okay? I'll leave you guys with that there, okay?
Now, so with these two, you had a lot of very specific points for
Right.
them. And the young man who came through, who was shot.
I never know how to deal with those issues. It's dealing with a touchy subject, and she knew the person. I guess the fiance didn't. So they will open up new doors just to let them know, like, hey, I made it safe to the other side. I'm doing fine, regardless of what happened here on the physical realm. And I think that's a beautiful message, that they're still around.
Well, this has been a lot of food for thought. And
Absolutely.
just very beautiful. I love
Thank
that you come and you help people.
Thank you.
It's a
Thank you.
wonderful, wonderful gift to have.
Thank you.
And I
agree.
appreciate you coming here and talking to us. It's just been wonderful. So thank you.
Thank you so much,
A.J.
Alex.
Barrera.
Thank you so much, Alex.
Breaking Through with A.J. Barrera, and I'm Alex Statcher. Thank you for joining us. Have a